Meanwhile, in Capua, another part of Rome's machine was grinding people down, the gladiator schools. Inside, gladiators trained non-stop, wooden weapons, beatings, drills, and absolutely no hope of getting out alive. Spartacus was one of them, a Thracian warrior forced into slavery, relying on training just to survive each day. But one night, something changed. Spartacus whispered with other gladiators. They weren't planning a match, they were planning an escape. Their weapons, kitchen knives, not ideal, but better than nothing. And somehow, it worked. They fought their way out, knocking aside guards and sprinting into the night. Suddenly, they were no longer gladiators, they were fugitives. They ran across the countryside, heading toward Mount Vesuvius. Spartacus didn't expect many followers, but slaves from nearby farms started joining. Dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. On the volcano, the rebels built a crude camp. Food was low, weapons were terrible, but morale was high. They were finally free. Meanwhile, Rome finally noticed something was wrong. The Senate sent a praetor, Glaber, who, classic Roman confidence, blocked only one path down the volcano. Easy job, he thought. Spartacus disagreed. Using vines, the rebels rappelled down the opposite side and ambushed Glaber's camp at night. Rome's troops ran, completely humiliated, and then things escalated. More slaves joined. The revolt turned into an army. Even Verinius, another Roman commander, couldn't stop them. Soldiers started deserting. Rome was losing to its own slaves. Spartacus's army ballooned into tens of thousands, men, women, families. He trained them, organized them, marched them across Italy. And suddenly the most powerful empire on earth started sweating. That's when Crassus arrived. Crassus was rich, ruthless, and absolutely determined not to be embarrassed by a slave revolt. He rebuilt discipline using decimation, yes, the punishment where every 10th soldier was executed. Morale instantly improved out of pure terror. Meanwhile, Spartacus wanted to escape Italy entirely. He tried negotiating with pirates for ships to Sicily. The pirates took the money and left. Classic pirate move. Crassus responded by building a giant wall across southern Italy, trapping the rebels. Winter came, supplies dropped. It looked hopeless, but Spartacus broke through the wall anyway. Still, Crassus blocked the northern path. Spartacus was trapped again. Before the final battle, Spartacus spoke to his exhausted army, men who had followed him for years. They knew what was coming. The last battle was brutal. Dust, chaos, screaming, though if this were drawn in the serious history style, everyone would still have deadpan expressions. Spartacus fought his way toward Crassus, trying to end the war by killing one man. He didn't make it. Spartacus fell in battle surrounded by Roman soldiers. Rome declared victory. And then came the message Rome wanted to send forever. 6,000 captured rebels were crucified along the Appian Way. Miles of crosses, no survivors, no mercy. But here's the thing. Rome won the battle, but not the memory. Roman civilians walked past those crosses in silence. Senators debated how something like this even happened. Rome passed new slave control laws, but it didn't solve the problem. Spartacus had exposed a truth Rome didn't want to face. Slaves were people, and people fight back. Over time, Spartacus became something more than a rebel. Ancient historians wrote about him. Future revolutionaries invoked his name. Modern protests still echo his defiance. Movies reinvented him. Historians debate him. And people all over the world recognize him as a symbol of resistance. Rome tried to erase him with crucifixions. Instead, they made him immortal. Spartacus didn't defeat Rome, but he terrified it. He didn't end slavery, but he proved slaves could shatter armies, and he didn't survive, but his story did. Because sometimes all it takes is one person deciding they won't accept their chains anymore, and Rome was never the same again.